What's the code? Oh, B2G. I had the NYN and B number BG. So I had all the right coordinates, but the wrong number in the wrong order. Should have copied it just in case it kicked me out. I was gonna test something, and it kicked me. I was gonna see if I could put up my own PAL center, which would give basically me a base. You know what I mean? But I don't, since we're gilded up, I think it limits how many we can have. Like, we were limited to 1 PAL center and then 2 at level 10. I don't know if there's any more past that. I've only made my base up to level 12, I think. You have to hit level 24 before you can go any further. Or 25. Oh, it didn't join. Which they said the Microsoft servers were taxed hard because it's free Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're like, oh, this ain't really my game, and you're like, well, it's free, I can try it. Yeah, I made it to level 18, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go buy it on Steam. 1, it's a better version, and 2, they deserve to have my money. I think they did good, considering this is considered beta release, and it's in a lot better shape than some finished games that's come out this last year. The only real bugs that I've seen have been online play. I haven't. Oh no, I take that back. I had one bug on Game Pass, and that was using one of the creature's special moves. The creature gets on top of your head, and you holding a submachine gun, and you get to shoot the submachine gun, and it glitched where it inverted your movement controls, so left was right, right was left, forward was back, back was forward. But it did this like weird skippity skip thing, like you could tell it wasn't the way it was supposed to be. It won't let me join you. Yeah, it just keeps saying connection fail. Should be. Because like when I was typing in the wrong code, it just said this code, or there's no game with this code to join, and this one it loads to a certain point and then it just fails. Which it could be my internet, or it could be the servers. Which, if I had to guess, it is probably the servers. Close it then. Joe went ahead and downloaded Skyrim on game since it was on Game Pass. And I was like, well, I'll finally play it. And because I honestly, like when I first did this, I was like, oh, I'll play it maybe a day or two, and then I'll probably be done. And I'm pretty hooked right now. I can't say that I'll play it forever, but I'm pretty hooked right now. Well, it's like they got rid of all the things that frustrated me with Ark isn't in this, but it still plays like Ark. Now the building is still like the like base structure building, it's even more limited in Ark, and that's saying something because Ark was not friendly. But in fairness, it's not like they're trying. You know what I mean? Like they're not. You can tell that they're like the base buildings are more of a means to an end. They're not really there for you to get creative. Technically, the only building you have to have on your property is a little room for your bed because it has to have a roof. Now, I think there might be some mechanics with the incubator, like if you have it inside building, it won't get as cold at night, and it won't get as warm during the day. But other than that, I haven't really seen any other use for it other than maybe defense. Oh yeah, in capture 10, you get a bigger boost. You have to capture 10 to complete your decks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. We're streaming. It said no. Okay. MEXJEFES. Okay. So it's loading right now. Yeah, I'm in. I'm back at the rock I was at. So it saved my position when it kicked me. Yeah. Trying to collect all I need to get 20 PAL balls so I can go on a hunt. Which I don't know if I catch anything, if it counts towards your mission or towards your decks. That's something I need to find out. Technically, we're part of the same guild, so I don't know what's shared and what's not. Which I saw like a roadmap thing, and I think the next thing that supposed to be focused on is more stability for the dedicated servers for Steam, more stability for multiplayer in general for Xbox. But down the road, they're going to actually have a trade system. So if you want to play with friends and not join a guild, so y'all could have multiple bases, it's easier to participate with each other. Where are you at? The Malpacas. Looking for you. Start crawling towards the road. Oh, there you are. Charge 100 stones. No. Welcome back, sir. Oh yeah, those alpacas are level 9. Like you need a full team. Like honestly, in hard, I would imagine you need to add 50% of their level. So if they say they're level 9, you gotta treat them like they're like level 14. That would be my best guess. Cause like the level 3, like the level 3 cat was dangerous when we first started, and that was kind of felt like we were fighting a level 5 or 6. Which I've done some dungeons and I have taken on some world bosses. And one of the main bosses. And a dungeon boss, like a dungeon raid boss like type thing. Like that, like a lot of the dungeons are a little bit exploratory, and then there's a boss in there with you know, somewhere within the exploration. And then there's one dungeon that I found that you go straight in and fight a boss. And I should not have gone in there and fought that boss. It was a level 24 or 25, and I was level 20. But I did it, and I won. I mean, granted, like, you know, I accomplished it, but I was not meant to do it. Yeah, it was work. And a lot of it too is when I went in there, I had a random party. I try to take like 5 different types so I can match different situations out in the wild. But whenever you're doing the bosses, you really need to have a team that's focused on beating that boss. So if you're up against a water, you want grass and lightning on your team. Like full party. And a lot of times I do these bosses without doing that, because I do it out of boredom. Like I'll be out adventuring and I'll see a boss and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to take him on. Most of the time it works. I've had one. Oh, I crashed again. Yep. I don't think it's you. Like, I don't think it's like you. I think it's... Yeah. Because they even sit down, kind of like a, hey... where our servers just can't handle this. We weren't expecting this. I kind of had this thought. No, you just weren't willing to spend the money on it. You knew the servers were going to be choked out the wazoo. Y'all just didn't want to spend the money on it, and y'all are going to play it off. We're like, oh, the volume's way higher than we anticipated. We didn't think we'd be this popular. Well, supposedly the multiplayer has been balanced a lot better, like, as far as what causes the bugs. But they've got it set up where they actually have dedicated servers now, too. Like, you can play dedicated servers, which me and Dracon haven't. Both official and, just like Ark. There's some official servers, and then there's some that are, gamer server. They made their own server, so it spread the people out. So the multiplayer, like say if we do like you host on it, it's not as taxing for those servers as what it is for the Xbox servers, because most of the people are playing on their own server or a dedicated server. No offense, buddy, but I think that's going to be my last effort on that one. So I haven't gotten anything done. And I'm gonna... But you don't, like, I was under the impression you had to start a whole new save file if you wanted to host one, if you have a solo one, but you don't. You just have to go into settings and change it. Like, let's go here. Stream. Go live. If you look, these are the servers, like, the official servers. I think it's like, it's showing 30 for the North America alone. And these are official. If you go community servers, it's a lot more. Oh, I haven't picked any of the online ones yet. I'm still doing solo myself. Well, him and me both have been playing solo, just chatting to each other, and that because we're Wednesday, like I said, Wednesday, a streamer that he watches gonna open up a dedicated server, and he wants to try it, and if so, we'll start playing multiplayer on it. If not, we'll I think we're gonna keep doing solo until we find a dedicated server to play on. Because the hard part of like joining somebody's game is since you have to start over, and that it makes it really hard. You know, it feels like you're constantly having to redo everything. And if we don't, our times don't line up. Like me, like half the day I play, Dracon's not on because I'm up early, and then Dracon to get on, and then about, like I said, about 1 or 2, I get off. So, you know, and I'm not willing. One, I don't have a job yet. I haven't got my first paycheck for the new job. But I don't want to set up a dedicated server and spend $10 a month on it until apparently right now it's really hard to set up until they get a little bit more done with it. So we're hoping. I thought about start looking for a dedicated server to play on, but if I do that, I'll probably do one that's a community server, so I can find one that's not so loaded. But I wanted to wait until after Wednesday to do it. That way, if the one Dracon was talking about works out. Or if it gives. Actually, I don't go with it. Eventually, you'll get ahead of it, but in the beginning, it's more resource management. Um, like it felt like it was more base management than it was adventure. And then about the time you hit level 15, if like say the way I did it was I literally unlocked one thing at a time in my point tree that I wanted, um, built it, dealt with it, balanced it into the base or whatever, and then just kept going down the line like that. So focus or whatever. About the time you hit level 15, your experience level starts slowing down, like your level up, where you'll get everything done and you'll hit a wall where you can't do nothing until you hit the next level, and then that's where the exploration really kicks in. And you'll do like me, you'll end up on an island that's 4 levels above you, and you're like, oh, I can take something that's 4 levels higher than me, and this is on normal. And you can until you realize you're taking on 4 or 5 things that's 4 levels higher than you. And you're like, this is too much. Like right now, like the places that I would like to go, and I can't until I hit the next tier of armor because my armor, like if I mess up dodging something, I can only take like 2 or 3 hits before my armor breaks in those areas because of how strong the guys are. Oh, I guess that would be Ark Survival. It's like I was checking out Nitrado just kind of see what their prices were for the servers, and they're like choose your platform, and Switch is on there. It's like what games have dedicated servers on Switch, but they have Ark Survival on, which the homepage advertised Palworld, but I'm not seeing. No, that's something me and Dracon mentioned. Like, okay, so in your version, the Game Pass version, there's very little ambient sound at all. on top of no background music. In the Switch version, there's more ambient sound, but because of the way the sounds are done, it makes it that much more obvious that there's no background music. But there is battle music. Yeah, it's something, but it really it kind of feels weird. And then some of the sound effects for like the creatures don't match them. And like any of the creature that floats when they move has the wing flapping sound of the flyers. So it doesn't, you're hearing flapping, but when you look at the creature, it's not, that's not what it's doing. And it doesn't feel right. Um, right. Yeah, they should be able to do good. And then like if you do the campfire, cook on the campfire. I don't know if it's the same as the Game Pass or Steam, but it sounds like someone took a bad microphone and recorded bacon frying. Like that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like bacon frying. It sounds like the bad recording of bacon frying. Sure they are. Oh, I'm sure there's going to be some major improvements as it goes on, as long as they don't take the money and run. But this is probably going to be one of those games that never come out early access in terms of titles. Which I can't believe that's even a thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing Palworld, they advertised it on their home screen. And Trado's got some servers set up for advertisement on the Steam. They must have shut it down. There must be so many requests for it. They don't have any available. That's the only thing I can think of. They have it advertising on their home screen, but they don't have any in crowded places. Yeah, I finally found a link where I could click on it and it errors. It says invalid server at this time. They stopped. There's so many demands for it. They don't have enough. But I can get generic pricing. Okay, there might just be something wrong with the site. Because I tried Arc Ascended and I got the same error trying to go to the page. Yeah. Error offer invalid. Yeah, you'll find some. That's just like the chest without keys. Sometimes it'll have some of the rare ingredients you need. Yeah. God, I could only imagine how hard your dungeons are. They're honestly, the dungeons in my world aren't hard. Like, I haven't ran into any that gave me any. I completed one uh, dungeon just a club because I went in and didn't realize I only had 10 arrows left. So, and the only other weapon I had on me was a club. So I went through the dungeon with a club and my pals, and we beat it. So I can't say my dungeons are hard at all. Which now in my world I have a stun club. Basically, it's a taser on a stick. Yeah, you need those to upgrade your character's catching abilities. Technically, until you hit level 8 and you craft the stone statue, you can't do nothing with it unless you're lucky enough to find a church that has stone statue in it. Well, that plan got shot down fast, which it wasn't like I was planning on doing it now anyways, but I wanted to get a price on it. Well, they normally do it by size, like when I did the dedicated Arc server, um, it was $10 a month for 30 people. Of course, they had been out for a while, so I would imagine like it'd be like $1 per person per month. So it'd be $10 for a 10-person server. Which honestly, that would be, I think 10 is the smallest I've ever seen them do. But that, we don't need any like big server. I really liked the game Polya, but it got too grindy too quick because there was no challenge in it. Even the puzzles weren't so good. It goes straight to your box. Palworld dedicated server.
What?
They have a free download on Steam that's called Palworld dedicated server. I need to find. I came across a YouTube video, and I just saw it in the thumbnail, and I'm like, wait a second, let me search this. And so now that I popped up. Yeah, I don't know if it's really free or not though. Hard for me to believe that it is. They basically, because I had it for art. Basically, you tell them what you want and they do it. Like so, they gave you a UI hub, but if you wanted your server to restart, you hit restart, and it didn't happen instantly. It took like 5 minutes because basically it notified someone that, hey, reset my server for me. You know what I mean? Or or if you wanted to update it or load certain files onto it, you had to go through a certain process to get them onto the server. But someone did the work for you, which I can't turn my computer into a server. Right. Well, any decent one for a game costs it's about as much as a gaming computer, to be honest. I mean, it don't have all the bells and whistles of a gaming computer, but it has the hardware resources needed. And unfortunately, the reason why I go through Nitrado is because, like, with me living at apartments and that, the upload speed being so low, it wouldn't be good for me to do a dedicated server, anyways. No one would have, no one would have a good opinion, not even me, and I'd be right next to the damn thing. But yeah, that's what it is on Steam. Like if I had a server, I could go on there and download this, open it up, and create a Palworld dedicated server. But like I said, I don't have a computer I can do that with, or the internet. If I had your internet, because a server does need more download than upload, but it still has to upload to anybody that's on it. Go ahead. Okay, so yeah, pay real close attention to those buffs and debuffs. Some of them are good combat ones, some of them are bad combat ones, and then some of them are good base, bad base. And then sometimes you'll get one that's got stats for a bad base, but it'll be alright for, like, you know, it's standard vanilla without any passive. It's still a decent combat one if you don't have something of that type or you need extra of that type to fight on a boss. Yeah. If you read the description, it might say it's too cold or too warm. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. Um, what size is the egg? A common? No, it should say it should be 3 minutes then, not 3 hours. Are you sharing your screen? Yeah, share your screen, cause that don't make. I've never come across one that's 3 hours, and I've heard there's mega eggs, but I haven't found one. Yeah, that's 3 hours. Jesus, what is in that egg? I have never seen one. Unless, oh no, never mind. You're on hard setting. Your egg bacon times higher. That's what it is. It's times. It's times. Let's see. Okay, so a common egg is normally 6 minutes. So times 10, like it's times 30. Times, times 10 be an hour. So it's times your egg incubation time is retarded. Now it feels like Ark again. But at least you don't. At least it's not like Ark where you have to be there constantly taking care of it, like the baby creatures and the taming. I thought that was so retarded. Like it's okay, like if you weren't playing dedicated and you know when you get off the game everything freezes, but playing dedicated, it's like, oh, to tame this beast is gonna take 16 hours. Uh, you have to refill its torpor to keep it knocked out every 30 minutes. And you're gonna have to have enough food on it, you know, for that total amount of time. It's like, holy crap. It's like, I don't have 16 hours to put into this all at once. Technically, that's because Ark wasn't designed for, really wasn't designed for solo play or low party play. It was designed for massive server count. Like you were supposed to get on and play with guilds. So the idea is your guild decided to tame this creature and it takes 16 hours, and y'all decide who's gonna do it for the first 4 hours, who's gonna do it for the next 4 hours. You know what I mean? Which at any point you can go in and change your settings.